Good morning, students. In the last class, you have studied the three levels of biodiversity, that is genetic, species, and ecosystem diversity. In this class, you will study how many of the species are found on Earth and how many in India. That is global biodiversity and biodiversity in India, patterns of biodiversity as well as species area relationship. According to, so there are the few estimations made by different taxonomists or the biologists. They have undergone the researches and they have been conducted and given some number estimation how many of the organisms, the species are been existing on the earth surface. Okay, so some it is been given in your textbook, that is according to the IUCN as well as Robert May. IUCN, what is the full form of IUCN? International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. According to IUCN, how many of the species are found on the earth and how many in India? Okay, so global diversity according to IUCN. According to IUCN, 1.5 millions of plants and animal species have been described so far. Okay, according to IUCN, plants and animal species together and other few species, it is 1.5 millions of species. According to Robert May, another biologist who have conducted the studies taxonomic research regarding the discover how many of the species have been present. According to the Robert May, 7 millions of species. How many? 7 millions of the species have been described. Yes, discovered and described so far according to Robert May. Okay, in that 7 millions, 22%, that is if you take 100%, in that 22% are plants, 70% are animals. Whatever the animals which have been discovered, in that when you take it as 100%, 70% of are the insects. Means a simple one number, if 10 animals are present, in that 7 will be the insects. So among the animals which have been discovered so far, in that 70% of them are insects. Coming to the biodiversity in India, according to IUCN, India has how much land area? It has only 2.4% of land area of the world. Okay, so whatever the land area of the world, in that 2.4% is the India. In that small area, we could find the huge species diversity, a very large number. Okay, so whatever the total global species diversity we could find, in that 8.1% is found in India. Yes. In that 45,000 of plant species, 90,000 to 1 lakh species of animals are being discovered and described so far according to IUCN. According to Robert May, yes, according to Robert May, India has 21% of, according to Robert May, 21% of global species diversity. is being found in India. In that 1 lakh species of plants are being found, 3 lakh animal species are found in India. So these were the estimation given by IUCN. One is IUCN and another is being given by Robert May. Patterns of biodiversity. What is this patterns of biodiversity? Biodiversity is not same. It is not constant. It varies from one area to another area, from one region to another region. Okay, it varies with respect to latitude as well as altitude. The favorable environmental conditions, enables the species to be found in any particular area. Okay, so the species should get the conditions which are being favorable for their existence in any area. Okay, so these latitudes as well as with respect to altitudes, we could find the changes in the biodiversity. So first we will study with respect patterns of biodiversity. Latitudinal gradients. What is latitude? Angular distance of a place north or south of the Earth's equator. It's an angular distance of any particular place. Latitude. Okay, so pattern, I told that biodiversity is not same. It varies. For example, as we move from equator towards the poles, okay, from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, either north or the south, we could find that the species, okay, species diversity, species richness will start decreasing. To study this, we can study this by an example. Taking different countries, Colombia near equator. Colombia, it is found near equator. It shows 1400 species of birds. Okay, 1400 species of birds. Yes, so I have told the species richness varies. Okay, it is not same. As we move from equator towards the polar regions, it starts decreasing. So Colombia is a country which is being located near the equator. In that area, so in that country, we could find 1400 species of the birds. New York latitude, it is present, the New York country is found at an angular distance of 41 degrees north, temperate region. Okay, it shows. Yes, it has around some 105 species of birds. Okay, so number starts decreasing. Greenland, 71 degrees north, polar region, it has only 56 species of birds. So as we move from equator towards polar region, the species richness goes on decreasing. Here we have taken one example of one taxonomic group, that is the birds. Okay, so you can take any taxonomic group and you can you see the number. So species richness goes on decreasing as we move from equator towards the polar regions. Tropical rainforest, that is Amazon forest. So Amazon forest is found in the tropical region. It is a tropical rainforest. It has so more species richness on the earth, highest species diversity we could find in the tropical rainforest, that is Amazon rainforest. It has 10 times, Amazon rainforest has 10 times more vascular plants than temperate region. Why? Because the conditions are favorable for the vascular plants in tropical region than the temperate region. So we could find that there are more species richness seen in the tropical region. Then a question arises, why the tropics shows highest species richness, highest species diversity than the temperate region? Why tropical region has greater species diversity than the temperate region? The answer to this question, so here this was asked for 3 mark. So it has been asked previous year in the final examination for 3 marks. So why tropical region has greater species diversity? See, speciation means new species to be evolved on the earth surface. For speciation to take place, it requires some millions of years. It takes place a very long duration. Speciation is functions with the time. It functions with the time. It requires new species to be formed, evolved on the earth, requires a long duration, around say some millions of years. Okay, so what were those conditions which were favorable for the species, more species to be occupied in the tropical region? So the first is, in the tropical region, we could find that there were no disturbances which have been occurred. So the area in the in tropical region, so we could find that the conditions were undisturbed and provided long durations for the speciation to takes place. But whereas in case of temperate regions, we could find that the earth surface was covered, that is, in temperate regions the land surface was covered with glaciers. Glaciation have been taken place in the past. But whereas in temperate region, glaciation have taken place in past, but in tropical the land remained undisturbed for many years. So this was one reason. Another reason why tropical region shows a highest species diversity. In tropical region there are less seasons than compared to the temperate regions, and the changes, environmental changes, in case of tropical region, environmental changes in tropics are predictable. There are less seasons by which the species could adjust, the individual organisms could adjust to the surrounding environmental condition. Okay, frequently one after the other more seasons would occur. So then what would happen? The species could not adjust. See, as slowly the species, one species, particular organism have adjusted to the environmental condition. So immediately if there is a change in that season and a new season occurs, then it takes time to adjust to that season. As it is been adjusted to that new season, one more season would occur. So that would bring, that would affect the species and slowly disappear. That have not taken place in the tropical region. So environmental changes in tropics are less predictable, are being predictable. We could find the changes. See, what are the in summer, what will be the environmental condition? We could predict, in winter or in rainy season. And the third reason is more solar radiations are available. More solar radiations are available in tropics than a temperate region. When we tell solar energy, solar radiations are available more in tropical, means productivity is higher. What is productivity? Rate of synthesis of organic matter, biomass, food. When food is being synthesized by the autotrophs, green plants, then we could find there will be ecosystem stability is being seen. Okay, and it provides food for the heterotrophs. Okay, so stable ecosystem is seen. Productivity will be higher, but not in case of the temperate regions. So these were the reasons by which we could find that the tropical regions will show the highest species richness. That is, in the past, in tropical region, it had provided, okay, a large duration for a speciation to occur because environmental disturbances have been less taken place. Not like that in case of the tropical region where the glaciations have been occurred. And in case of tropical regions, there are less season compared to the temperate, and more solar radiations are being available in case of the tropical regions. Species area relationship. Species and the area, geographical region, that relationship was studied by Alexander von Humboldt, a German naturalist. According to Alexander von Humboldt, as he was exploring the jungle, he came to know that as area increases, species richness also increases. You know what is meant by species richness. You have studied in species diversity two terms, species richness and species evenness. Species richness means the number of different species which are being found existing within an area. What is evenness? The relative abundance of each species in a given area. Okay, species richness increases as the area increases. As area increases, species richness also increases. So this is an area, geographical region. Okay, so we could find some species are being found here, some species are being present. Now we can expand this area. Area also increases. As area increases, species, number of species also is increased. But he told that up to a certain limit. Okay. As area increases, species richness also increases, but up to certain limit. Okay. So for example, if you take a village having a small area, so it has its own species diversity. Okay, so from village to the city, when you consider the area is being expanded, increased in its area, so species richness also increases. But when we compare with the village to the city, there is no much changes in the environmental condition. But when we take a country, so then what happens? A very large area. So there will be the changes in the environmental conditions. Okay, so there we could find like the desert conditions, water bodies we could find. So there will be environmental conditions. So what Alexander von Humboldt told, as he found out that when he was exploring the jungle, a forest, okay, as area increases, species richness also increases. It increases as area increases, smaller area, less number of species. The greater the area, the greater number of species, but up to certain limit. Okay, and he plotted a graph taking the area and species richness. Yes, and he told that as area increases, species richness also increases, but it is only up to certain limit. And he plotted a graph and it turned out to be the rectangular hyperbola. Okay, and the curve was rectangular hyperbola, and the equation for this, it is S is equal to CA to the power of Z. The equation for this curve, S is equal to CA to the power of Z. Okay, he plotted a graph taking the area on x-axis and species richness on y-axis. Yes, as the area increases, species richness also increases, but up to certain limit. Afterwards, it is constant, and it is a rectangular hyperbola. To this equation, if the log is being applied on both the side, okay, in the logarithmic form, it is like this. Log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. It is like the equation of the straight line. Y is equal to mx plus c. It is like this. Yes. Yes, where is S species richness? It is on y-axis. C constant, X, it is like this. Area, it is on the x-axis. So it is this equation, log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. Okay, so when we apply the logarithmic form of the equation, S is equal to CA to the power of Z, so then we get the straight line. Okay, so we get the straight line. So logarithmic form, log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. Okay, Z log A. So what does S represent? What is C, Z and A? S represents species richness. S represents species richness. C is y-intercept. Okay, y-intercept, the line that cuts the y-axis, this distance where it cuts, okay, the distance is called as cy-intercept. Z is the slope of the line. Slope of line or regression coefficient. Regression coefficient. Z means slope of the line. Okay, so Z value indicates, it tells that how many species are found in the area. Okay, and A is explored area, geographical area. Okay, so the Z value for any taxonomic group, it might be bird, insects, mammal, any taxonomic group or any region, the Z value is so Z value is 0.1 to 0.2. Yes. So the slope of line tells that how many number of species are found in an area. So according to the Alexander von Humboldt, as area increases, species richness also increases, but to up to certain limit. Afterwards it will be constant because there will be changes in the environmental condition, and further we can't find any increase in the number of species. Yes. So an equation for the species area relationship, it is this. It might be asked for competitive examination. S is equal to Ca to the power of Z. Okay, so what is S? Species richness. What is C? It is y-intercept. What is A? It is the explored area. What is Z? Z is the slope of the line. So the Z value for any taxonomic group or any region, the Z value is 0.1 to 0.2. If we take the very large area like a continent, okay, when we take a very large area like a continent, then the Z value, it is 0.6 to 1.2. Okay, it is 1.2. The Z value also increases. Okay, so for any taxonomic group or any taxonomic categories, okay, so in a different continents, the Z value remains same. It might be mammals in tropical region, mammals in temperate region, mammals in the polar region, the Z value, it remains the same. Or fruit eating birds, okay, in tropical, like that, in any continents, okay, so it remains the same, that is 1.15. Okay, for any taxonomic group, any taxonomic category in any continent, so that the Z value remains the same and the Z value is 1.15. Okay, so it can be asked for a 3-mark question, and it is important for competitive examination, the equation for species area relationship, and the logarithmic form of this equation is Z log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. So in the next class you will study about the importance of species richness and the loss of biodiversity. Thank you.